pray for, every night and every day for. You give it all, then you give more. That's good for footy.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? Hey. Wow. Small in number, huge in stature. Huge in... Oh, I love it. Nice and healthy, nice and good, nice and happy. Everything good? Yeah, all right, wonderful. Listen, thanks very much for coming along tonight to the That's Good for Footy panel show. Obviously, we're at the Mulgrave Country Club. We've got two fellas out the back that want to come out and meet you. I suppose you're looking forward to meeting them? Yeah, all right. Good. No second prizes here. We're going to go straight for gold. So I just wanted to say I'm wrapped that we're going through, obviously, what we are in Melbourne, up and down, restrictions, COVID, lockdowns, quarantine, all that sort of stuff. But we're here and we're out and about. So let's just enjoy what we've got, take it all on board, have a lot of fun tonight, get involved in it. That's what we want from all of you. So let's get into it. Ready? Yeah, good. All right. Welcome to That's Good for Footy. This is our only family-friendly, live, interactive footy panel show. This is where the fans meet the players and the players meet the fans. You all know that. These shows are for the passionate supporters. That's you guys. You know that. It gives you more sense of a connection. This is where you'll get to see the players in a different light. Who wants to meet them? Yeah. You all do. All right. All right. Extended version. I like it. Please welcome to the show. He's our first panellist. He was born on the 16th of July, 1991. He's played a total of 185 games and he's kicked 3 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2010. When he plays for the Richmond Football Club, he wears the number 2 on his back. Could you please welcome to the stage, Dylan Grimes?
We're from Tigerland, a fighting fury. We're from Tigerland. In any weather you will see us with a grin, risking head and skin.
There he is.
We're behind and never mind, we'll fight.
That'll do. That's good. If you just spit it all out, there'll be just nothing left for you. You know, we're going to go through this. Yeah, it's very nice. Hi, mate. How are you? He's made the drive down, everybody.
Yeah,
you know,
just for you guys.
You realise he doesn't live around the corner. He's made the effort to come all the way down to see everybody tonight. So I just wanted to say thanks for doing that. Thanks for being here, and we'll have a lot of fun with the crowd, won't we?
Yeah, I wouldn't miss it. Thanks for having me.
There we go. You're always welcome, you know that. Let's get our second panellist out here before he gets distraught from not being called out. Come out and play with us. He's our second panellist. He was born on the 26th of February 1991. He's played a total of 149 games. He's kicked 9 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2010, and when he plays for the Richmond Football Club, he wears the number 12 on his back. Please welcome to the stage, David Asprey.
We're from Tigerland, a fighting fury. We're from Tigerland. In any weather you will see us with a grin, risking head and skin.
Yeah.
If we're behind then never mind, we'll fight and win, for we're from Tigerland. We never weaken till the final siren's gone. Like the tiger of old, we're strong and we're bold.
Loud and proud.
Tiger, yellow and black. We're from Tigerland.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. David Asprey, you know, now it's David's first time on the show, so that was a really nice warm welcome. Thank you very much. David, great to have you here. David's like walked in and gone, what the hell is going on here? Nice to have you here though, mate.
No, thanks for having me. Very excited.
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Now, it's just as I read out there, 16th of July. Today's the 7th of July. You've got a birthday coming up, mate.
Dirty 30.
Wow.
Oh, no. Last couple of weeks of my 20s, I'm feeling a bit more bald, more grey since we first started playing, Dave. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, as long as you're getting out of bed and putting 2 feet on the floor, that's a good thing. It was your brother's birthday the other week. Are you going to be doing some similar kind of celebration for yours?
Yeah, you guys want to come? We'll get everyone there. Crash my brother's place.
Oh, wow. Awesome. We're doing a That's Good for Footy panel show at the winery.
Yeah,
all right. Good. Excellent. All right, well, let's get into it. David, as I said, it's his first time on the show, so let's find out a little bit more about David. Let's do it in our first segment. It's called What About Me? There you go. I don't have to do it for Dylan because we've had Dylan on the show a couple of times, and if you want to find out more, go and Google it. No, it's all right. No, it's fine. All right, so we're going to get stuck into it with our first one. David, I just want to go through a couple of little random questions with you, just to let you ease yourself into the show, a bit like an old man into a warm bath kind of thing. Where did you grow up, mate?
Western Victoria. I'm off a wheat farm in a place called Tadayun, which is about 40 kilometres south of Ararat. So,
Okay, all right.
yeah, pretty remote part of the world, but I get back there a lot. Dylan spent a bit of time there as well, and he's well acquainted with some rough locals. But yeah, it's an awesome part of the world. I'm very grateful to be coming from there.
Very nice. Who did you grow up barracking for?
Yeah, it's it's a bit emotional. No, I barracked for the Melbourne Football Club growing up.
So did I.
Yeah. Well, I've probably a fair bit of shame about that, so go easy on me.
Shouldn't have admitted that.
Very nice and sweet. There you go. Who was your favourite footballer when you were growing up, mate?
Yeah, to be honest, there was like two players that I really love. One from Melbourne and one not. I'm also a bit ashamed about this. I love Shane Woewodin, but I also love Richo.
Richo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Everybody loves Richo, so that's okay. Describe your frame of mind before a game of footy. Tell us, are you like relaxed, anxious, nervous, calm? Which one do you fit into?
yeah, nowadays I'm pretty relaxed and calm and jovial. I've got a few clowns playing with me in the back line. So things are pretty light-hearted and really enjoyable. We get an opportunity to enjoy our footy, but we get to enjoy it after some hard work. So it used to be a lot different. It used to be a different environment, didn't it, Dill? It was really anxious and a bit stressful, but now it's a lot of fun. Good, and that's what you want it to be. Did you have a poster of a footballer on your wall when you were growing up? Yeah, it was Wowie, Shane Wowie. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Okay. Did you ever speak to him about that? Did he ever know that, or knows it now? No, I don't. It's just like everyone sort of talks about the worst Brownlow medalist ever, and they talk about Shane Wowie. I just adored him, but I've never met him. I don't. I still sleep well at night. It was funny. We used to have a gentleman by the name of Andrew Starton that used to do the shows with us a bit, and he used to do reel off every Brownlow winner from its inception right through to recent day, and he used to call him Shane Woeful, which we thought was quite interesting. But yeah, we thought it was a bit rough too. Although everyone still laughed, didn't right now. But anyway, do you have a pet, mate? I'm presuming coming from a farm, you'd be quite close with animals. Yeah, yep. We had thousands growing up, but now I've just got a dog called Doug. He's a Beagle Cavalier. Pretty earthy sort of soldier. And yeah, here you go, Dill. What do you got to say about that? Oh, no, I want to ask you about you because I want to hear the good stories. Okay. Dave once had a pet ostrich. And you need to hear this story. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I heard a bus just drive past then, so you got thrown in front of it. Yeah, I'm flat. My auntie and uncle actually went through a period where they farmed them at a place called Warcool, which is near Barham on the Murray. And anyway, somehow he got lumped with about a dozen of these youthful ostriches, and I don't know why. I still ask questions. It's a pretty traumatic period of my life. But anyway, funnily enough, they grow, and they grow a lot. And they're a wild African animal, and they're robust, and they're friggin' angry at times. Anyway, I used to take great pride in stirring them up, and anyway, yeah, there was this time where it was Dad and I in the ute, and we had an oat feeder on the back of it, which is just like a big sort of like cone-shaped thing where the grain falls down, and you drive along and leave a trail of grain. So anyway, I'm in the passenger seat. He climbs out of the driver's seat, and it's just idling along, and I'm steering from the passenger seat as a kid, thinking I'm the man. But anyway, I sort of get distracted, and Dad's there, and he's tapping the side of the oat feeder, and the grain's coming down. Anyway, that was in the same paddock where the ostrich was, and he was absolutely oblivious to the fact that this ostrich had come up behind him, and it's trying to attack him. So he turns around and he tries to run, and he runs and he smashes his shin on the drawbar of the oat feeder.
Oh, no.
Oh, and anyone in this room who's kicked their shin on a toe ball, you know what it's like. It's fury. It's an angry state of mind. So anyway, he gets back into the ute and he's rubbing his shin and he's cursing this ostrich, and stupidly it runs up to the window and it kicks the door of the ute, puts a dent in the door, and it was just like this steam started coming out of Dad's ears. He reached out the window and grabbed it by the neck and he ripped it into the cabin of the car. So I'm in the passenger seat and I'm trying to defend myself from this hissing African animal, and then he just like throws it on the ground, and it was so disorientated. He pulled the handbrake on, he went out and he belted it again, and oh God. So there's a bit of an insight into my childhood. So
there you go. Wow. All right. Fair to say that's now a feather duster?
Oh yeah, it's gone. It's long gone, yeah.
That's brilliant. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for dobbing him in too. Can you remember your first game of footy, David?
Yeah, it was actually against the Melbourne Footy Club. Round 4, 2010. We talk about the state of mind back in those days. I was petrified. I didn't want to do it. Wow. I did the warm-up and I was like, I'm looking for a pothole to roll my ankle in. Terrified. But
where's an ostrich when you need it?
Yeah, exactly. I needed some excuse to not front up. But went out there and we started really well. And I was playing forward with Jack at the time, and actually Rancy was playing forward also. And it's weird. Yeah, it is weird. And then we ended up getting beaten by 9 goals or something. And
wow.
Being very modest. Kick 3 on debut. Yeah. Should have stayed up forward, I reckon.
There you go. I just read out before that you've kicked 9 and you kicked 3 in your first game. Fantastic. What do you do to relax, David? Give us a little bit of insight
beating the shit out of ostriches and
you guys think I'm a savage. I'm just a guy. I spend a lot of... My girlfriend's from the Northern Rivers, a fishing village called Iluka, which is across the river mouth from Yamba, northern New South Wales. So I really enjoy the beach. I really enjoy reading. I study a lot, and catch up with mates.
Okay. Yeah. Fishing, surfing, wakeboarding, any of that?
Yeah, surfing. I do a bit of surfing. I'm not really good at it, but still enjoy it.
Yeah. What's the best game of footy you've personally ever played? Anything spring to mind for you?
From a personal performance, or shivers. The 2019 grand final, probably, I reckon, was one of the best games I've played. I don't think, I could just go out there to play a role. And to be honest, like we're talking about Shane Wowofu, who's won a Brownlow medal. I've only ever got 1 Brownlow vote, so there's nothing that really springs to mind, mate.
I wish I'd never brought that up now. Hey, what's the one passion outside of football that you have?
Just probably like a bit like Dylan, just things, like sustainability and stuff like that. Like I really want to make sure that I, when footy finishes have a place that's almost, self-sustainable and stuff like that. But just the rural lifestyle.
Eco-friendly and so forth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Really, really good stuff.
Very nice. Well, you can obviously tell from those answers, very humble individual, very down to earth. That's us just meeting him. Put your hands together for David Ashby, please. Thanks, mate. There you go. Not to put too much of an emphasis on it, that was nice and easy for you, but I just wanted the fans just to get to know a little bit more about David, and we've done that. So thank you. Let's get into our next segment. This is a little bit, I'm going to have to play a little bit of good cop, bad cop. Some of you are going to hate me, some of you are going to love me, most of you are going to hate me, but we're going to get into it anyway. Let's go with it. It's called What's Going On.
What's going on? What's going on? Tell me what's
All right.
going on.
Here we go. Now, I need to point out, most of you that have been to these shows before know that they're very light-hearted, okay? We're not here trying to, solve E equals MC squared. It's nothing about, trying to solve the Rubik's Cube in under 5 seconds. All we really want to do is just get a little bit of insight from the boys. What's going on down at the club, how things are going for the future, and talk about that sort of stuff. So, both of you are obviously involved in this. I want to talk about the things that are just banding around, both in the media, both across in social media. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. It's just voices within the community. The things I wanted to talk about is that the things that are being said are like there's no player connection, they're lacking spirit, they're not playing for each other, coupled in with the most basic of skill errors. There's no run and spread, which is what we're all used to seeing. You're not hitting targets out of the back 50, so it comes straight back in. There's a lack of tackling and scoreboard pressure. Richmond pressure across the board, both in defence and offence, is just not there at the moment. But the injury room is where all games are won and lost, and the Tigers are being out-muscled, outplayed in centre clearances, and no Nank at the moment is a huge loss. When teams are building, we look at things like the list, form, personnel, injuries, game plan, structure, tackling pressure, scoreboard pressure. But Richmond for the last 4 years have had all of those positive affirmations to those questions. So is it just as simple as asking the questions in reverse? Is it because of form? Is it because of the list? Is it because of personnel? Is it because of injuries? Is it game plan? Is it structure? Or are there other elements at play, like behind the scenes stuff? Assistant coaches not being around the club like they once were. Coaches are not around, obviously. You had a lot more pre-COVID, you had a lot more availability and access to all of that. Other teams have worked out your game plan and blueprint. Your intellectual property has been taken and replicated. Ageing bodies.
Let's get to the positive part.
Yeah. And the blooding of youth. That's what I wanted to talk about, because that's where we're going. Ageing bodies and the blooding of youth. Youth is good. It's good for games experience, but on the other hand, this can be detrimental for team cohesion. It's basically you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. That's what I've alluded to as being from the negative side of point. But when you do have key personnel missing, it's what you have to do. Your key personnel sidelines due to injury or form, most likely injury in this case. Nankervis, Floston, Edwards, Callum Coleman, Prestia, Lambert, Bolter, Broad, Hooley and Soldo. I mean, that's 12 players out of your potential 22. Yep. So there's a lot going on there. Give us some insight into it all. I've read out all of those negatives. I'll talk about the positives moving forward, but when you hear all of those things and they're spoken about, how do you tackle it, both of you? And what does the club do as a whole?
I think if you sit in the emotional space, which is like where so much of that comes from, you can kind of get lost in that a lot, and you can focus on negatives, and you really get a diluted kind of picture of where we're currently at. And you look at you remove emotion, then you look at the facts. We lose against West Coast, a game we probably should have won, and we lost by a kick. And even with all those good players out that you said, Port Adelaide, we gave them a real shake over there, and playing with a really young side at the same time. Yep. And yeah, I mean, you be realistic and you say, yeah, look, we've lost those 2 games. The last 2 games we've been playing with 10 of our best 22 out. You're always going to get, one thing we know with young players is you're always going to get great growth and improvement in the long term, but in the short term, you're probably going to get some inconsistencies in performance. Yep. Picture like a really senior player, their performance is much more linear. You just get a straight line. With a younger player, you might get them dominating one week, and then the next week they might go missing a little bit until they kind of find what works for them. By no means are we ever going as well as what we think we are, or as bad as what we think we are? Okay. So at the moment for us, it's incredibly frustrating to watch and to not be, as players, to not execute how we want to execute. Yep. But I've not lost any faith in the group or belief that we are good enough to challenge right at the top, and we have been in similar positions in previous years, and the tide has always turned when we've got the personnel back and when things have started to click. I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen this year, but for us, we have shown that when we are tested, there is always improvement straight afterwards, and I think we're going to get that improvement from getting key personnel back, playing the young players that we are currently, working on some on-field stuff that you mentioned just before, and after that, all you can do is really go out there and try your absolute best. And I feel like the effort's been there, despite what that said about the run not being there. Our GPS is actually higher than what it has been in previous years, which is interesting. I think it's got to do with the longer game, so obviously more time. But yeah, so there's a lot of emotion going around at the moment, and I can completely understand where that's coming from, because we're absolutely feeling that frustration as well. But we're just choosing to channel it really right into what we can control, and that's what I mentioned before.
And this is the reason, one of the main reasons why I was so adamant that I wanted to get you on the show, because I've listened to you speak before. You speak with wonderful authority. You speak with a lot of elocution. I needed to, for the fans and probably for the people that will be watching, just to get a little bit of insight, maybe some understanding, because it seems that it hasn't been a gradual thing. It seems like it's nearly happened overnight, where things are just sort of not going right at the moment. And what's the feeling like at the club in hearing all this external noise? What are you doing to combat that? Is there anything that you can do, or you just have to turn up, train, do the best you can on the track, and then get out there and play the type of football you know you can?
Yeah, well, I think Dylan alluded to it quite well, just talking about removing emotion, and we're in an industry where if things aren't going right, particularly with the form line across a handful of years that we've got, it's going to seem diabolical. But the best way that we look at things is not about sort of how we're going, but what we're doing, like what we need to improve on. And as much as resources, they are slim. Our soft cap got slashed by 37%, and we're a club that has had some of the best assistant coaches and resources available to us. It's been a real adjustment period for us, but the players, you can't just expect to get better because of resource. You've got to take your own performance, and as a playing list, what we've served up for the last few weeks probably just hasn't been good enough. And the reality is you need to take that personally, and you need to take it upon yourself to improve. And we've had some good meetings over the last week and a bit about where to from here. And yeah, years gone by, we probably at the mid part of the season, we haven't looked like standout premiers. We probably haven't even looked like we're in the top few teams, but we've been able to get out of that because we don't assume that because we have been good in the past that we're going to be good again. And that's what this group will do, particularly over the next few weeks. And you'll see a spike in performance because people are putting in the work. People are taking performance personally, and it is driven by the playing group, because as much as the media, and respectfully, don't get me wrong, they've got a job to do, but I've been in the industry for 12 years and I don't listen to it, so I'm not going to start now. But we've just got to get to work. We've just got to get to work, and we'll really enjoy it. We'll celebrate that work too. It's fun for us.
Seriously, that's why I wanted to do this show, because the insight these boys will give you and the passion they talk with, it ain't over. It's not over by a long stretch of the imagination. I don't even feel like saying those words, but I just needed to get the insight, and I wanted you just to tell the people. And great, that was passionate. I loved it. Thank you very much. I just wanted to add to the negatives, right? Although this is not about the club. If I have to hear Luke Darcy call another Richmond game, please, it's not maybe all, it's not Vlastone, and it's not Bashar Hooley. All right, Jesus, give me a break. That's as much negative as I want to talk about. Let's get over to the positives now. I thought Lynchy had a really good game. Obviously, after 5 weeks on the sidelines, Basher was good, and Graham, I thought, Jack's goal in the last quarter. If any of you really took note of watching that last quarter, he was simply brilliant, and that was the Richmond of old. Watching him just stream through the centre and kick that goal was bloody awesome to watch. I also just wanted to allude to the fact, because this is another positive, it wasn't about the game the other night, but it was about the Richmond Twos, and I saw a piece of footage with Morris Jr., right? And that just simply gave me, I'm getting them now just talking about it, goosebumps. Get that sort of thing happening down at Richmond Football Club again, and wow, that was electric.
Dave and I were having a laugh about that goal today, because he was bouncing the ball so far out in front of him.
Oh, really?
Like, in the vision, he's like throwing the ball out in front. That's how quick he is.
Yeah.
And Dave reckons if he threw the ball that far out in front of him, he would have stopped before he got there to pick it up.
He's just electrifying. It was so good to watch that piece of footage. I took a lot of solace from it, and a lot of good things come out of it. Obviously, we're doing a show like this. I've got to play a little bit as devil's advocate. I've got to bring up those subjects. I talk about them not because there's things that I necessarily have an opinion about, but they're things that I'm hearing and everybody's saying it in some way, shape or form. So let's address the elephant in the room by talking about it. I thank you both for your candour and putting it forward as to how you feel. And you both speak with extreme passion, and that's all you can ask for. And I know you boys will get out there and give it a red hot crack on the weekend, which will bring us to that, and that's what I wanted to allude to here. Upcoming games, your ladder position. You're currently sitting 9th on the ladder, 7 wins from 15. Your next 3 rounds after this one, this is going to be interesting. Listen to this. Round 18, you're playing the Lions, but who knows where. Round 19, you come up against... hang on.
Just now.
Yeah, it has. All right. Okay. Well, that's good. I don't have that in my ear, but that's good. Round 18 against the Lions. I said God knows where, but now we know. Round 19, you'll come up against the Cats. Obviously unsure there. And round 20 sees you playing Freo. The venue's yet to be announced. A week is a long time in football. One of the oldest cliches going around. Every week brings us new challenges with it, but never before have these words been spoken. We are just going to take it 1 week at a time. Right? It actually rings so true. But let's just focus on your next clash. It's round 17 action. Yep. It's this Sunday afternoon, July the 11th against Collingwood, 4:10 p.m. at the MCG. Pies coming off a fast finishing 9-point loss to St Kilda. Pies are playing some, I'll be honest, pretty ugly defensive keepings off brand of footy at the moment. So apart from kicking more goals than the opposition, what do you think is going to win you that game?
Well, they've actually got a pretty challenging... I've been only really looking at their forward line so far this week because we haven't gone into Oppo yet. But their forward line, like Cox, DeGoey, Elliott, Myercheck... Yep. Hoskin Elliott, I don't know how he's been going recently. Takeoffs, he's been another one that's floating forward. I've probably said some players that aren't playing at the moment. I'm probably missing some really obvious ones as well. Help me out, guys, if you remember any that I've forgotten. But there's, like, the ones that I've mentioned, there's some pretty talented players that are going to be challenging for Dave and I and a young backline again this week. There's obviously going to be some changes with Basher going out, and you mentioned Tigger being sore as well, so we're not sure what's happening there. But huge challenge, important week for the club. Really on the back of a couple of bad losses, I'd like nothing more than to turn the form around. And to be honest, all I want to see really is that Richmond wave of pressure and that exciting brand of football that we know we can play. I want to see that back, and I'm sure you guys want to see that back as well.
Absolutely. Too true. If they play that brand of football of running through the centre and using the corridor, I mean, that's the brand of football that you guys want to play. They start playing it. You saw them do that in the last quarter, which is when they had that little bit of a fast finish, all too late, as it turned out. Just wanted to ask you, how's your mindset knowing, I read out, obviously got some insight into round 18, but round 19, round 20, not knowing where you're playing, how are you dealing with that? I know last year, obviously COVID, you're in a hub. At least you knew where you were going to be playing. Does that affect you, or you don't really care where you're going? Just let's bloody lock it away and get these games underway. What's the thought process?
Yeah, it's interesting. We were challenged enormously by last year in a fixture perspective, but normally it rolls out in November, December, and it's like, right, here I am for the next 10 months, and I know exactly what I'm doing week upon week. The club rolls out the program, and it's streamlined, and it's efficient, and it's brilliant, and then all of a sudden you're dealing with a global pandemic, and all that becomes really shaky. So it is difficult, and it presents challenges, and sometimes when guys don't know when they're going to be home, when they're not, we've got guys that got families and all that sort of stuff, which you all know, but... we do a lot of work around paying attention to things that we can really control. Yep. And the reality is the whole world, in a respect, is dealing with this pandemic. And you guys, your life has all, been thrown out of kilter by it as well. And we're no different. So our job is, as athletes for the Richmond Football Club, is to go out there and execute the best that we can on weekend, and the pandemic and the change in fixturing and whatnot, that's no excuse for us not to perform.
No.
Because everyone's dealing with it in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
So the mindset, and we do get challenged and sometimes we don't do it as well as we should, but our mindset is, it is strictly on things that we can control. And when we hit the training track, we can control what we focus on. We can control our intent, and we can control the way that we train, and that rolls into the weekend. And as Dylan said, we can control teams' offense by the way that we defend, and we can take the pressure to them. And I don't think you guys would really care what the result is, as long as we play the Richmond way, which has been compromised over the last few weeks. And that's what we want to see, and that's what we want to get back to. So that's the mindset that we have.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You should be... You're a supporter of the Richmond Football Club. You're hearing that kind of endorsement, that kind of, as I said before, the passion's all there. But just to hear those words, it just would give you a lot of comfort and a lot of solace. So thank you to both being so open, so candid. A little bit of a hard job for me to go through all of that with you. But as I said, thanks very much for doing it, and you've done it well. Please put your hands together for both the boys. Thank you.
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on?
This segment's called Simply the Best.
You're simply the best. Better than all.
All right, what's going to happen here? We've got the lovely Belle and the lovely Glenn down the front. You guys have volunteered to come up and be part of this. Thank you very much for doing so. What's going to happen here? David, you've got this really sophisticated and elaborate scoring system. Table tennis pad with some waiter numbers on it. Yes, thank you very much. A little bit of sale of the century going on. You're going to be keeping score for Belle every time that Belle gets one right, and Dylan, you'll be keeping score for Shamo each time that he gets one right. But I need you guys to test your buzzers. All right. So, Belle, could you test your buzzer? You just make it up. What do you want it to be?
Yellow and black.
All right, that's good. Shamo, don't say yellow and black either, Glenn. What would you like yours to be?
Tigers.
Tigers, all right. So tigers and yellow and black. As soon as you think you know the answer to the question, all I want you to do is buzz in with your buzzer and then give me the answer, and we'll see how you go. Guys are going to keep score for you. It's cutthroat up here. I can feel the tension already. Please wait me to finish the entirety of the question before you buzz in. All right, here we go. Your first question. Which Richmond player has played the most games in the history of the club? Is it A, Jack Dyer, B, Francis Burke, or C, Kevin Bartlett?
Yellow and black.
Yellow and black.
Kevin Bartlett.
It is. Congratulations. You're off the mark. David, she's got 1 point. How good is this? How many VFL, AFL Grand Finals has the Richmond Football Club played in?
Tigers.
Tigers.
Come on, Glenn. You know this. Before the last 3 years, how many was it since 1980?
24.
Yeah, that'll do. Beautiful. Well done. You've done it. Who is your team's captain?
Yellow and black.
Yes.
Trent Cotchin.
Congratulations. Beautiful.
Triple premiership captain.
That's the one.
Bonus
Bit of
point.
sauce on that one.
Yeah, we know. We get a bell. You know the answer. Well
Good
done.
on you, Belle. Nicely.
No one likes to show off.
Now extra points. Out of these three players, who has captained the Richmond Football Club the most? Is it A, Chris Newman, B, Wayne Campbell, C, Trent Cotchin?
Yellow and black.
Yellow and black.
Trent Cotchin.
Correct. Trent Cotchin with 9, Chris Newman with 4, Wayne Campbell with 4.
Glenn, is your microphone on? I'll just check.
He's doing all my lines. Hey, Richmond Football Club have finished on top of the ladder at the end of the home and away season. In its history, a total of A, 6, B, 4, C, 8.
Tigers.
Yes.
6.
No. Can I never go yellow and black?
Yellow and black.
Yes.
4.
No, it was 8. Bad luck to both of you. Where did Richmond finish on the ladder at the end of the home and away season last year?
Yellow and black.
Yes, yellow and black.
3rd.
3rd is correct. Well done. Who wears the number 7 at the Richmond Football Club?
Yellow and black.
Yes. Tick, 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 tick.
Getting now.
Carney. He looks like a dodgy
Tigers.
backpacker.
It's interesting. Tigers.
Liam Baker.
It is
Yes, and we're
Liam
off.
Baker. Well done. This is for 2 points. Player and goals. Who was your club's leading goal kicker in 2020 and how many goals did they kick?
Yellow and black.
Ooh. Shamo?
Jack Rewalt,
Yes.
54.
No. Yellow and black?
Jack Revolt.
Yes.
And 58.
No. It was Jack Rewalt and Tom Lynch, 28 goals apiece. How many games did your team win last year at the end of the home and away season?
Yellow and black.
Yellow and black?
14.
No. Shamo?
11.
No. 12. Bad luck. Name 3 coaches over the last 20 years.
Yellow and black.
Yellow and black.
Damien Hardwick.
Yes.
Danny Frawley.
Yes.
And Terry Wallace.
And yes, correct. Beautiful. Get a point for that. How many losing grand finals has the Richmond Football Club played in?
Tigers,
Yes, mate.
11.
Yes, mate.
Yes.
Congratulations. You know Dylan was asleep before. You've just woken him up. So thanks for that. That was great. Closest to within 1,000, how many members does your club currently have?
Yellow and black.
Yellow and black.
103,000.
Beautiful. And 450 for good measure. 103,450. Very bloody good. Doing all right, that Mr. Gale, that friend of mine. I like him. Which out of these 3 grand finals has had the largest crowd in attendance? Was it A, 1969 versus Carlton? Was it 1980 versus Collingwood? Was it C, 2017 versus
Yellow and
Adelaide?
black.
Yellow and black.
The 1969 grand final.
Correct, it is. 119,165 people. Beautiful. How many premierships has the Richmond Football Club won?
Yellow and
Tigers.
black.
Ooh. Who?
I think that was Tigers. I think I heard Tigers, yeah.
Yeah? All right, go
Sympathy.
for it. What was the answer?
It's you, mate.
Oh, it's you.
13.
Hit us home.
And sorry, I didn't hear you because they were talking again.
13.
Beautiful, thank you. Well done. Woohoo! Who out of these 3 players has won the most B&Fs at the Richmond Football Club? Is it A, Kevin Bartlett, B, Wayne Campbell, or C, Jack Dyer?
Yellow and black.
Yes.
Wayne Campbell.
No. Want to have a go, Tigers?
Jack Dyer.
It is with 6. Thank you very much. How are we going score-wise? 4 versus 7. All right, this is worth 3 points, Shamo, so you might be able to catch up. This is for player year and votes. How many votes, what year, and who was the last Richmond player to win a Brownlow medal?
Yellow and black.
Yellow and black.
Dustin Martin, 2017. He did really well. 27 votes.
You've got 2 points. Shamo, do you want to get...
6 points.
There you go. 2 for you, 1 for you. Well done. All right. How many Brownlow medalists has the Richmond Football Club
Yellow and
produced
black.
in its history? Oh, okay.
3.
Go for it. No. Your options are 6, 7 or 8. Shamo?
6.
No. 7. What year did your team last win a grand final and who did they play?
Yellow and black.
Yes, yellow and black.
2020, and
Yes.
we played the Geelong Football Club.
Wonderful. Beautiful. You got it. Worth a point. How many points did you win that grand final by?
Yellow and black.
Yellow and black.
30?
That's your answer?
Yes.
It is. Wrong. It is wrong. Glenn, do you want to have a go?
31.
31 it is. Well done. All right. Sorry about that, Belle. Got you all excited there for a minute. So we've got 10 versus 6 this is our last question. We could make it worth 5 points, but we won't. Who won the Norm Smith medal in the 1980 grand final?
Yellow and black.
Yellow and black.
Kevin Bartlett.
Correct. And just for a bonus point, how many goals did he kick?
I think he kicked 5.
He didn't, but it doesn't matter. You're that far in front. You could say anything you wanted. All right. Congratulations, Belle. You have won. You are... You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. That was simply fantastic, Belle. You were so reluctant to come up, and I'm so glad you did because you just about... Well, I could say it, couldn't I, Shamo? Swept the floor. That was beautiful. Seriously, well done. You have taken away our prize, which tonight is $170 worth of earbuds, courtesy of Yamaha.
Wow,
All
thank
right.
you.
So just for coming up and winning, you get to take those home with you. Congratulations. Shamo, you don't go home empty-handed. You've got a football. Thank you so much. Thanks to both of you. Well done.
Thank you.
You're simply the best. This segment is called playing to win.
This time I'm playing to win.
Boys, to introduce this segment to you, as we've just alluded to, it's called Playing to Win. There's 11 categories on the wheel. What sort of categories have we got down there, Sandy?
TV show themes, Australiana, AFL, VFL, hit songs.
Enough,
TV
all right.
shows.
So we've got 11 categories down there, 10 questions in each category. Sandy is going to spin the wheel. Which out of you two gentlemen would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Awesome. I like it. I like it when people volunteer. It's wonderful. So what we're going to do, David's going to go first, which means Bonnie, you're going to be keeping score for David. Out of the questions, whatever segment comes up, however many he gets right, you'll keep score. Paul, when it's your turn, you'll be scoring for Dylan, and whatever questions he gets right, you'll be keeping score for. So if the lovely Sandy would like to do us the favour of spinning the wheel. Club sponsors. All right. This is an interesting one, boys. What I want you to do here, you're going to have to tell me, I'm going to give you the sponsors that are associated with this particular, well, you have to tell me which club, but I'm going to read out the sponsor, and then you have to tell me which club they're associated with. All right?
Is it a race or
No, it's just for
me?
you.
Okay.
You just have to answer that.
Yep.
So it's David. Sorry, I did get that wrong. It's just you. Bonnie's going to be keeping score. I'll be asking you the actual sponsor. You tell me which club they're associated with. It's not as hard as it sounds, I hope. All right. First one, Mission.
The Western Bulldogs.
Excellent. 1 point. Beautiful. Nissan.
Hawthorn.
Correct. 2 points. Emirates.
Collingwood.
Correct. 3 points. Hyundai.
Carlton.
4 points. Jeep.
Richmond.
Excellent. Ford.
Geelong.
Excellent. Mazda.
North Melbourne.
Beautiful. Fujitsu.
Australia's favourite air.
He knows the positioning statement. I love
Sound
it.
very Australian, does it?
Shh, no one give the answer.
Oh.
Fujitsu. You can pass if you want.
Essendon.
Well done. Beautiful. 8 out of 8. Toyota.
Adelaide.
Correct. 9 out of 9. Jaguar.
Melbourne.
There you
Demons.
go. 10 out of 10.
Jesus.
What a score. How brilliant is that? How fantastic. 10 out of 10. Got a good...
I'm that glad I didn't have to do that category. That would have been embarrassing.
All right. Let's see. Let's spin up Dylan's category and see what we've got.
What is it? Club sponsors. What's
Make him do it.
Quick,
You've got to make him do it.
If it comes up again, I'll walk out.
Why don't you just write your own questions, mate?
Yeah.
Hey!
Beautiful.
All right. TV themes.
I'm still nervous as heck.
Is it TV shows, Sandy? Oh, TV shows. All right. Okay.
I'm still nervous.
Dear. Jeez, this is going to test you, man. All right. What I'm about to do, mate, I'm going to give you the characters of television shows from virtually the 90s right through until now.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of them might go back a little bit further than the 90s.
I was born in 91.
I know. But with,
go too far back.
with television now, there's Netflix and Stan and there's repeats and there's...
dangerous.
Yeah, it is. But we're going to see how we go with this. So I'm going to... And please, no help from the audience. All right? But we'll see how we go. I mean, if it gets too hard, I don't mind if
if you know
chime in.
any, sing out, mate.
Yeah. So, Paul, you're going to be keeping score, don't forget. Let's see how many you can get. It shouldn't be too hard. You've got to beat 10, all right? All right, here we go. Ross, Rachel, Joey, Chandler, Monica and Phoebe.
Paul, we got this, mate. Friends.
Yes, all right. Friends it is. Greg, Bobby, Cindy, Jan, Marsha and Peter.
Oh, is that the Brady Bunch?
Yes, it is. Yeah, well done. Beautiful, mate.
Quivering in your boots over there, Dave.
Spin the wheel again.
Rigged. Ari, Vince, Johnny and Turtle.
Oh, I know the guy's face. Entourage.
Yes, beautiful. Well done. Entourage it is. Richie, Potsy, Fonzie, Mr. C, and Ralph.
Happy days.
Excellent. Well done. Beautiful. Maggie, Krusty, Lisa, Marge.
Begins with S. Paul, do you know this one? No, sure.
No?
Simpsons.
Okay, beautiful. Excellent. Charlotte, Miranda, Samantha, and Carrie.
Oh, Sex and the City. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well done. Ginger, the skipper, Marianne, the professor, and Gilligan.
Oh. I was nowhere until the last one. Gilligan's Island.
Thought that might give it away. Okay. Lurch, Morticia, Pugsley, Thing, and
Thing.
Cousin It.
Thing? Someone's called Thing. Oh, I'm seeing something to do with a wrist. Ostrich, did your ostrich have a TV show? What, do you know what it is?
It's the Addams Family.
Yes, Adam's family.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get you. Yeah, I get you.
I thought she was doing like, what's his, the puppet thing.
Whoa,
What was
whoa.
it? The puppet thing? Yeah. Lois, Meg, Peter, and Brian.
Family Guy.
Beautiful. 9 out of 9 for your last one to make it a draw.
No, you keep it down at 9 out of 9.
George, Elaine, Kramer, and Jerry.
Seinfeld.
There you go. All right. That's really good. We like to do that because that's just for a little bit of fun, and it's happened. Both Bonnie and Paul, you're both winners. Congratulations. Seriously great. Hey, Paul, if you'd like to stand up, my friend, that's yours. If you'd like to leave the score paddle down there behind you, that's yours. Plus, there's a little merchandise pack. I don't know what that... I think that's a drink holder. I don't know what you put in that. But that's yours, so congratulations. Put your score paddle down. Your brother's going to try and take it off you. Don't let him. That's yours. Congratulations. Bonnie, I know it seems a bit childish, but it's not. That's yours, and that's yours as well. So thank you very much for playing.
Oh,
well
yeah.
Done. Well done.
This time I'm playing to win.
Well done, guys. Thank you very much. That was lovely. Too good. Thank you very much. Thanks for everyone. First of all, I was about to say thanks for everyone for participating in the raffle, but more importantly, thanks to everyone for supporting the show. Thanks very much for supporting both the boys for coming out and being part of it. David, your first time, Dylan, the drive down. Really appreciate both of you being part of it. It was seriously sensational. But I wanted to thank all you guys because you had limited amount of time in order to purchase tickets, but you still came along and you were all part of it. Put your hand down, Paul, you'll be right. I'll get to you later. It's going to be fine, mate. But I just wanted to say thanks to everyone for coming out and supporting us and obviously the Richmond boys that are here tonight. We've got shows coming up in July, or at least we hope we have. We've got players from Geelong, North Melbourne, Western Bulldogs, Collingwood, Essendon, Melbourne, all penciled in. But that's as far as it's gone, all right, because we just don't know any more about it. We just don't know what we can do. We're just doing our best, piecing things together and trying to get shows underway. But when you do see anything go up, and I'm not just talking about you guys here tonight, but when you do see the posts go up on the That's Good for Footy Facebook page, share them with other people, let them know, because it'd be great to get people along to the shows as we get into the finals. People are starting to come back. I think it was announced today, are we going back to 70%? Is it 70% crowds or? Only 40,000 people. Whew, it's a work in progress, you know. We've been through worse. We're getting ourselves out of it. Hopefully we'll be out of it soon. But as I said, get onto the That's Good for Footy Facebook page and just click on the links to purchase your tickets. The other thing is that you'll all be able to also be able to do it through the That's Good for Footy website. These shows are recorded live at the Mulgrave Country Club, okay? And these shows then go onto YouTube, all right? Just YouTube, right? So they'll be on YouTube, so you can go and watch all the fun and frivolity that we've had this evening. I just wanted to allude to the fact that Sam and Sandy, everyone's struggling to get things together and do some work at the moment. We're grateful that we can get back out there and do this. So I can't emphasise how wonderful it is just to be back doing something, anything at all. I'm just happy to be out of the house. That's what I mean. But all I really wanted to say is thanks, Sam. Thanks, Sandy. Just put your hands together for them. And while you're doing it, thank David Asprey and Dylan Grimes. Thank you both, mate. Both of you for appearing tonight. It was absolutely wonderful to have you on here. David, your first time, how did you go? I mean, I know it's just completely overwhelming for you, but what was it like, your first show?
Yeah, it was daunting. Never been in front of such a big crowd before, so...
There you go. I can't say any more. 103,450 people. I love it. Absolutely wonderful. Thanks to both of you, though. I really enjoyed it. Dylan, always great to have you back, mate. Thanks for your forthright candour and loved it. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being part of the That's Good for Footy panel shows. My name is Damien. Thank you and good night. Cheers, everyone.
Pray